welcome. Or should I say, greetings and salutations. Oh, so funny.
Greetings and salutations, this is Rick. I do hope you're having a great day. I am stood in the middle of the Cotswolds in a beautiful, quiet little village called Eastleach. And it's unbelievably quiet here. And I've decided to come here and have a look at two little dwellings, which are, well, they're not quite dwellings, they're churches. So we've got an old, I think it's a 12th century church over there. And we've got another one literally a stone's throw away. And as you may or may not know him, my my guide and companion today is Alex.
Hello. Now, I'm not as dapper as him, but I've got my cardigan on.
Nice cardi.
Thank you.
This is just so quintessentially English, isn't it?
Even got a vicar present.
Even got a vicar present. I mean, I'm expecting Miss Marple to appear at any moment. It's just, it's like, look at this signpost and everything. This is, you cannot get more English than this.
I know,
can you?
it is, it's lovely.
It's like a scene straight out of Trumpton, out of the darling buds of May.
You have just shown your age with Trumpton.
Inspector Morse, you name it. It's like it's all happening here. And I'll tell you what, I'm amazed at how quiet this is. There's no cars or anything. We picked the perfect weather. Oh, bang on cue, there's a car. But we picked the perfect weather. Look at this beautiful dappled sunshine space. And then obviously at some point we're going to wander in and have a look at the church. Now, I did have some information. I looked up an information page on the website for churches, and I had a little bit of info, but there's no signal here and I cannot resurrect that web page. So we're just going to have to rely on Alex for information. Otherwise it's me going, oh, look at that, that's pretty. Oh, look at that, that's nice. I guess it might be this. The interesting thing about this place, I'm really glad I chose it actually, is because just across the water there, we're going to have a look at the water in a minute, there's another church. There's two of them. And
it's the other one just here?
It's literally a stone's throw, just the other side of that cottage. And apparently it says in the write-up there's a walkway between them that takes you across the water. But I'm assuming that's the main bridge there.
I found that.
Oh, you did?
Well, I don't know where it goes, I can only presume.
Okay.
There's a path that takes you down by the water and alongside it, so
right.
We're going to have a net. I'll show you in a minute.
Let's go and have a look then.
Yeah. There we are.
Well, you definitely look the part anyway.
Well, thank you very much.
yeah,
thank you very much. See what I did there?
Thank you very much. Oh yes, there it is. Expect that on every video from here on. This is a very quaint little, that tower, it's got almost like a Tuscany feel to it. You see what I mean?
Yes, it has, hasn't it? Now, interesting fact, which I know about this place, and I'll tell you how in a minute. You see the cross on the apex there that looks newer than the rest of the building.
Right.
The original one is inside, and it's been mounted. And I think it was in 2017. It was they took it down, preserved the old one, and they had like a benevolent drive to replace it.
Okay.
And I thought that was quite nice because it's a very small church. It's a tiny village. You can tell by how many gravestones there are. It's not. Yeah. It's not a big community, and yet they've preserved part of their history and their heritage.
Right, I've switched over to wide angle, and we're going in. So this is the Church of St Michael and St Martin. Oh wow, look at the age of these benches. And there it is again, there's that There's that old, musty old church smell. So, see, this is what I imagine churches to be. They've got the bit down the middle, but then they've at least got one wing off to the side. Whereas that one we were in last time, it was
straight through.
It was just straight through. So we've got stained glass window, sort of, just kind of edged in stained glass. And this is is this a Catholic?
No, that is most likely to be what was the original vestry.
Okay.
Which used for churches now the world over as a cleaning cupboard.
Right. So what is a vestry? It's like where
the priest would prepare himself before the service and robe and what have you.
Okay. We've got very, very limited stained glass. Got one up the top there and two little blobs of stained glass in the middle there, and that's clear. And then on this side, we got the glass there is just edged around in colour, and then over here again we've got clear glass. Sorry, Alex.
That's what I'm trying to get at you, right?
And then we got one tiny little remnants of stained glass, which I presume is from the original. So I'm going to assume at some point this church was in a bit of a dilapidated state. They've saved what they can.
Well, it was restored. There's a plaque. The rector that restored it. There's a plaque just in the doorway.
Okay, so that was 140 odd years ago.
Something like that. Yes.
So I did read up. I must admit, I did read up on this church before I came out, and
it always do. You're much better than me.
It was a very dry read. Let's just say that. So, although apparently there is a gentleman, I can't remember his name, John Kimball, was it?
Okay.
Somebody Kimball. He was kind of like he was like the Graham Kendrick of his time, and he wrote a lot of the famous hymns, and he had a lot to do with this church, and I think he was born in Fairford, which is just down the road. So, but that's the extent of my knowledge.
Right, now, I think I know what this is, but it is educated guesswork. Any idea what that is in your mind? I think I know what that is.
I'm thinking of kind of a little holy water holder.
Yes.
Really?
Well, what I worked out, the fact there's been a table placed here, is this would have been a form of sacristy. So rather than in a Church of England church today, the priest would stand and he would actually do the blessing on the altar.
Right.
In High Church, particularly in olden times, it's a Catholic style tradition, you would prepare the chalice and the bread here, and as part of the ceremony you wash your hands with holy water. So you have the holy water and you wash your hands, and you've then got a special towel called a purificator towel that you dry yourself with, and then you do what you've got to do, putting the wine and the bread in, and then you would move them on there. You'd actually bless them there, and then your two servers, or one server depending on what you've got, the server would take the bread and the priest would take the cup, and so that's why you've got the communion rail.
Excellent. There we go.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's not too High Church because there's no gate.
Right. Oh, that was a bit of a hierarchy thing, was it? Nice.
So, but that's what I think it is. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It could be a flower stand.
Well, it's obviously there for a reason, isn't it?
I think that's what it is.
It's got a little hole in it. I wonder if they had a little drain plug in it, so that they could pull the plug and it would drain out, probably through the wall or something. Interesting.
Best guess.
Right, I've just found a reference to that chap I was talking about a minute ago. It's John Keble. I think that was him. That's not quite 12th century, is it?
It's not. I think the fact that it's definitely electric somewhere on the line.
That's got to be... That looks like it's straight out of the 70s or 80s.
Smell that. That smells like violin cases from years ago, the resin.
Can
you smell it?
A little bit.
Smell the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like got that old 1970s electronic kind of scorchy smell.
Old record players, as James would say, yeah.
So apparently the pews are from the Tudor period, which I can't remember the dates, but I'll put them up here when the Tudor period was about. And Alex is eyeing up his place.
Well, I've already done it before you arrived, but I'll do it for you.
You got to go with it with the dog collar. It kind of makes it work. There we go.
Welcome. Or should I say, greetings and salutations. Oh, so funny. Actually, there is something up here which I think is quite nice, actually. Book of Common Prayer that was presented to somebody in 1955.
Wow.
So I can only presume that this would have been upon their confirmation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was it. The Church's Conservation Trust. We've got an actual website, which I presume is going to be useful when we do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because we can always pluck little bits of information about any of the churches we go to.
So should we tell the world what we're actually planning on doing? We're going to spend the next 6 months.
I think we should do that, not in the church, but...
Fair enough.
Yes, because we can sit around with a coffee and have a natter, I think.
We'll keep you waiting for a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether that...
We should investigate, don't you think?
So
bit of investigative...
Yes.
You can hardly call it journalism, can you? But
well, Jeremy Clarkson gets away with that term, doesn't he?
Well, that's because he says things like, "That's the greatest church in the world."
He probably would, actually.
Yeah. We're literally a stone's throw. Well, 2 stones throw. This is very pretty.
A very small stone with a very strong arm.
Yeah. Wow, look at
It's lovely, isn't it?
the bridge down there. Oops, film that without getting stung. Crystal clear water. This is the river. I
don't know either.
It was
We are terrible. There's a river here, and I'm sure you know what it's called, and there's a church there. And...
Put it down to the middle-aged sort of memory fog, brain fog. So I'm not sure this is the way, because I'm pretty sure the other church is back that way. But we'll figure it out. We'll have a look, see where this does go.
Now I want to extend that reach on foot as well.
No, it's here. So in the blurb it says that there was a pathway between the 2 churches connected. I'm not sure.
Well, this is lovely, isn't it?
This is gorgeous. I think this was a good find, Alex.
Well, you found it, so congratulations.
Thank you. Look at this.
Wonderful, isn't it?
You know what? I ought to get some B-roll for the honest guys. Look at that.
That's your angle there.
Yeah, exactly. The sunlight, dappled light, absolutely beautiful. I've only got a little GoPro here at the moment, so... Oh, and I'm still on wide angle as well. I might need to swap that back. The stairs there.
We had no idea this was here, and no, well, neither of us live too far away. No. And we started coming out for a day, and my friend here let's drive on.
So we've just come out from the little bridge is, and we're onto the main road.
Houses as well up there. If you go up round the corner and on the right hand side, it's
lovely.
Some what houses?
Almshouses.
almshouses.
Oh, okay, marvellous.
Sorry, thank you.
Serious cyclists.
Yeah, it was the lycra gave it away, wasn't it? Look at these beautiful cottages just tucked away. How would you love to live in a little place just tucked away up the corner there?
Oh, I would.
That would be idyllic, wouldn't it? I'll tell you what, let's have a quick look at this war memorial. and then we'll go down and have a look at the second church. Does that sound like a good idea, Vicar?
Yeah, perfect.
Marvellous.
Yes.
We've got the Eastleach War Memorial. I presume
you can stand over there.
I presume that that's there for a reason. I'm not sure why, but I want to read the inscription. Okay, so these are names of, I'm assuming, people who lost their lives in the Great War of 1914 to 1918, which was the First World War.
39 to 45 is this side.
Ah, so we've got both. World War One, World War Two. Again, tiny little village, tiny little list.
Yeah.
Beautiful old willow tree. This actually got a plaque and everything. Let's have a look. This tree was planted in 1953 to mark the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The plaque was installed in June 22 to commemorate the Platinum Jubilee of her ascension to the throne, after which she passed away.
Yes.
I was quite sad about that, to be honest.
Well, I think the sadness for me, obviously somebody passed away, that's not nice, but it's all we've ever known.
That's the thing, it's like a little part of like stability in your life, that's been a constant stable, suddenly taken away, and it was quite jarring. I know a lot of people, you know, will disagree, but...
Well, there was... lots of people had opinions, and you know, I think it doesn't matter whether you support the monarchy or not, it was still a staple that meant a lot to a lot of people's lives.
Yeah. Okay, so this is St Andrew's Church. When we were in the other church, some people came in, and one of them asked, do you know why there are two churches so close together? And I still, even though I read up on the church, it didn't really definitively say why. Stonework around the door here. Stay a while here and be still. Let go of your burden and share in the serenity of this place. May you have the strong assurance that God cares for you, and may the peace of Jesus Christ go with you.
The famous National Trust place with the red dress.
Yes.
You remember they had, I couldn't work out if they were stoles or bookmarks. They had in their oratory.
Ah.
So this is the same. Obviously, I've seen bookmarks before,
Right.
but on a big book like this, it makes sense. But that oratory, they didn't have it because it was a small private chapel in the house, wasn't it? Mm. What I'm trying to say, I think, is that this makes sense here. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you could use them for either because it's the right length for a travel stole.
What is a travel stole?
So, well, you wouldn't have it in green. Travel stoles would be in purple. But if you are a priest travelling from place to place and you want to give a blessing or last rites, you would carry a purple stole, literally like this. And you've got a little cross in the middle, and then you would kiss it and you would wear it like a priest's full stole.
And do your thing.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. I've learnt something today.
I have one in the van. In fact, I have a communion set in the van.
So I've had a little read. Both churches were built in the 12th century, so around 1120, I think. But apparently this is the original 12th century nave. I'm standing right in it. So organ was given in 1906 by Sir Thomas Bailey, and was restored in 1960 by his grandchildren in memory of their parents, Robert and Lucy Dimsdale. So these are made of tin. So different notes.
Have you ever seen inside an organ, even an electrically fired
No,
pipe organ?
no. Oh, I just sort of peered through that door, but I didn't.
These are reed pipes.
Oh wow! Oh, so I bet they got some cracking bass and sound
Yes.
on that. Wow. Yeah, you got different notes.
You can hear it.
I noticed that with the tin here, and you got all your higher pitched notes up here. What can I say? This place is beautiful.
It is.
We've definitely stumbled onto a little gem here. So that one is St.
Michael's and Martin.
That's St. Michael's and Martin's, and the one we've just been to was St. Andrew's.
Andrews.
There we go. Oh, and this was the River
Leech.
Leech. Right, yeah, hence the name of the village, Eastleach. So, I knew it wasn't complicated. We worked it out in the end. But this is just so nice. It's just like a little gem that we found in the middle of, well, where are we? Sort of Oxfordshire, Gloucestershire border?
But it says Cotswolds because it comes under Cirencester, doesn't it? So
Right, actually it is a Cirencester postcode that got me here on the sat nav. But we're on this beautiful little bridge. Look at that. Absolutely crystal clear water. You could almost drink that. Look at the building up the top there as well. I'll zoom in on my GoPro. Just all of the buildings around here have so much character. So I think we're going to have a bite to eat and a cup of coffee and probably a bit of a natter and decide what we want to do from there.
it's a plan.
We've just been sat here enjoying a little bite to eat, and we didn't have coffees in the end, we actually had water because it's quite warm today. But what a beautiful view out of the front of my windscreen there. So Alex has just gone off to Elvis, and then he's going to call me up on the walkie-talkie and we're going to go on to another place. The plan is we're going to check out somewhere else. We're not sure yet, but we're going to aim back for the Great Cotswold Barn because we know there's good parking there. But if we spot anything on the way, then we'll see whether we can pull over somewhere and have a little look around, because there's lots of little villages between where we are and where we're going. So that's the plan. Quite how it all unfolds, we'll have to find out.
Pilgrim calling Van Man, please respond.
Hello.
Ready for departure whenever you are, sir.
Right, you are. I shall get Guinevere started up and you'll see me drive past in a moment or two.
Righto, I'm all ready. When you go past, please pull out. Please allow me to pull out slowly, so I do not take out the tree that I may or may not have clipped when I pulled in.
Fair enough, no problem. What I do need to do is program my sat nav. Just give me a moment to program the sat nav.
Righto, mine, I believe, is actually saying to go back from me towards you. Do you want me to try and turn around?
Give me a second and I'll let you know. But I think you may struggle doing that in Elvis.
Oh, pish and pish.
Great Cotswold, there we go. So we'll click on there. Okay, that's where we're going. So select. Okay, it's 23 minutes away. Nope, we're all good. It's getting me going forwards across the river and then past you, and then we can go from there. So you're pointing in the right direction.
Perfect, thank you very much. I'm ready whenever you pass.
Just setting off now. We found a lay-by, and this is quite a nice large sized thing, lots of cars parked in it, so we thought we'd pull over here and then we're going to have a nice coffee in Elvis. Oh, hello.
Right, so as you come aboard, I don't know if I can do this.
Why, thank you.
It's a bit of a mess at the moment.
Oh, well, you're practically living in it, aren't you?
It's not so much. Well, I mean, it is. Yeah, I am. I'm practically living in it. So.
All right, we'll settle down. Probably come back when we're having a coffee.
Right, so we have decided that we're not going to do the same video again, are we? So we haven't mounted our cameras identically.
Apart from this little bit here.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to say cheers.
Cheers.
And so is he. Handsome fellow on yours.
Yeah.
Not so sure. Not so sure about this one.
What is that guy thinking about his hair there? That's insane.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Hello.
We're going to do some camera swapping. Cool. Right, well, we thought we'd do a little bit to camera just to so been chilling for the last how long?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. It's been rather nice, and Rick showing off his rather nice new watch. Shall we have a look at your watch?
Wait.
That's rather nice, that. Yeah.
Thank you. It's the basic one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, I've no idea whether or not we'll use this bit of footage, as this isn't actually my camera. You've only just realised.
Oh, that's going in.
I swapped it 2 hours ago, and you didn't realise. You know when you went to the van the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you went to get the water the last time, I thought, well, I haven't got long, so I'll do that, and then I can pick the camera up and be mischievous later on. So there we are.
There was me thinking that was my camera.
Yeah.
That's Alex's.
Right. And we'll show. Can we show them in the mirror? Your camera. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So Rick's looks very different, as you can see.
Googly eyes and a beard.
Yeah, a beard and a bit of hair. So yeah, just a bit of gel on that. Right, there we are.
There's my Guinevere. There's Alex.
Hello.
And there's me. So we've just basically got a hair. So we've just been sat here for the last, I don't know, 2 hours.
Putting the world to rights.
Putting the world to rights again. We could talk for England, couldn't we?
Oh, we do.
We've covered so many subjects. It's been marvellous.
Yeah.
I love a really good conversation. You know, it's been
I've
good
noticed.
fun. Yeah. But now the van's being bombarded with the smell of
sausages.
Cooked sausages.
Lincolnshire ones. No
Lincolnshire. Okay, so we might have to sample those in a minute. But we've basically decided we're not going to go off anywhere else now. So we found this lay-by, sat here, drank coffee for the last 2 days. But we had a wonderful time at Eastleach.
Eastleach, yeah.
Eastleach. And I think we found ourselves a little gem there, a little diamond in the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
Really, really chuffed that we went to that place, and the weather really played ball as well.
Yeah.
So really, really happy. And what we're planning on doing, which is what we were talking about earlier.
Ah, yes.
Alex lives sort of between Oxford and Cheltenham sort of way, roughly, and I sort of where I live, sort of North Wiltshire, Swindon area. When we joined the National Trust and the English Heritage, we thought that if we have these little days out, we could like just throw a dart at the map and choose a National Trust place or an English Heritage place that falls somewhere within the vicinity of like halfway on our houses.
Boy, were we wrong.
There is absolutely nothing English Heritage or National Trust to go and visit. But we've worked out this compromise where there are well, I wouldn't say thousands, but there are hundreds and hundreds of little medieval churches, which gives us a focal point so we can do more trips in these tiny little villages, in these beautiful little places, with these little tiny little churches as a focal point. And there are loads, and like all of the surrounding villages of where we were today all have very, very similar arrangements. So we've been working on Google Maps to make sure that we can find places to park, and we've got a list of about 10 now that we can actually visit on Alex, and we're basically going to work our way through that list, or that's the plan. And obviously if it gets a little bit dull, we might have to have a rethink, but the plan is we'll get to see some of these little tiny villages and places that we would never have otherwise seen.
Well, that was what brought us to that place today, wasn't it? Just to the church. But it was, how fantastic was that?
Yes, I really feel like we struck gold. Yeah. I was really chuffed. I sort of, when I was looking at Google Maps, I was thinking in my mind, wouldn't it be good if this turned out to be a little gem of a place? Assuming it wouldn't be, particularly spectacular, but it was beautiful. It was really good. So I'm hoping that we'll find more instances like that, and we'll keep looking, and see what we can find. And we might even stop at a few pubs as well along the way, for a coffee, of course, or
well, we're always driving, aren't we?
Well,
so
exactly.
We can't do anything else.
Yeah. Or a meal or something, but so that's the plan. So the next time we do a Rick and the Vic go off wandering somewhere, it may be another really delightful little village. But that is pretty much it for this video, and hopefully you can hear me over the sound of we're on a lay-by right next to an A road, so it's a little bit noisy, but that is it for this video. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Alex, for hanging out with me and wandering around and seeing the sights.
It's been really nice.
It has been really, once again, really enjoyable. Such a simple thing, really, isn't it? I mean, you just
it is,
but brilliant, really good. And like I say, I didn't even think I'd be into old church. Well, I'm not really into the old churches, but it's still fascinating to look around. It gets us out
and gets us started, doesn't it?
It's it's something to focus on. But anyway, there we go. So. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.